Okay, let's jump right in. What if I told you that the life you're living, it isn't just happening to you? What if it's actually being created by you? Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can become the conscious architect of your own reality. I mean, really think about this question for a second. What if you are the creator? This one idea, it changes everything. It means you're not just a passenger along for the ride, you're in the driver's seat. It's a massive, powerful thought, and honestly, it's the foundation for everything we're about to cover. So let's explore how this really works. All right, our journey has to start where all creation begins, and that's inside your own mind. Before you can change anything out there, in your world, you've got to master your inner blueprint. This is all about the internal work, right? Getting a handle on the thoughts and beliefs that are quietly, and maybe secretly, building your reality every single day. So the very first skill you've got to develop is learning to just watch your mind, without judging it. I love this metaphor. Your thoughts are like leaves floating down a stream. You aren't the leaves, you're the one sitting on the bank, just watching them go by. This simple shift creates a little bit of space, so you don't get swept away by every negative thought that pops into your head. Think about it. Where does your mental energy go every day? It is so easy to get stuck on the left side of this chart, just trapped in worry, focusing on problems, replaying the past. But the most powerful shift you can possibly make is to consciously drag your focus over to the right side. What do you actually want? What brings you joy? That is where all your creative power is hiding. So what's stopping us from just focusing on the good stuff? Well, a lot of the time, it's our own limiting beliefs. These are the quiet, subconscious rules we live by. That little voice in the back of your head that says, oh, I can't do that, or that's just impossible for someone like me. And here's the thing. These aren't just thoughts. They're like invisible architects secretly shaping your world and your actions. And here is a beautifully simple way to deal with them. You don't have to fight the belief. You don't have to argue with it. You just flip the script. When your brain serves up, I can't, you consciously replace it with, well, what if I can try? When it tells you it's impossible, you fire back with, you know what? Good things happen for me. You are literally rewriting your own internal programming, one thought at a time. Okay, so once you start getting a handle on your inner world, the next step is to start projecting that outward. This is where we build the bridge between your mind and the physical world. This is where you start to actively build the new reality you've been designing on the inside. Now this right here is one of the most important things to get. Creating a new reality isn't just about thinking happy thoughts. That's only half the equation. The real power, the actual signal that you're sending out to the world, is the combination of your thoughts and your emotions. You can't just think it, you have to really feel it. So how do you actually generate that feeling? Well, it breaks down into this 3-step process. First, you have to feel it as if it's already real. Imagine your goal is already done and just let yourself soak in that feeling of gratitude and joy. Step 2, you act like it. You start making choices from the perspective of a person who already has what you want. And finally, you visualize. You paint a super detailed picture in your mind, which just reinforces the feeling and the actions. Positive affirmations are a huge tool here. Statements like, every day things just work out for me. They aren't just empty words you're repeating. I want you to think of them like planting seeds. With every single repetition, you are watering and nurturing the mental and emotional soil for the future you actually want to grow. All right, so you've designed the blueprint and you've laid the foundation. But how do you make this thing last? How do you make it stick? This final section is all about the daily practices, the stuff you do every day that turns a new mindset into your permanent reality. This is so cool. You have a built-in guidance system. Your feelings, they're just clues. If you start to feel worried or down or frustrated, it doesn't mean you failed. Not at all. It's just a little alarm bell, a signal that your focus has drifted back over to what you don't want. It's just a gentle nudge to shift your attention back to your goals. And this right here, this is the daily loop that makes your new reality solid. It all starts with being consistent and just letting go of that urge to resist change. Then, you actively surround yourself with positive people and messages, you take small actions that line up with your goal, and, this is absolutely crucial, you celebrate every single win. I mean, everyone, no matter how tiny. This creates this amazing feedback loop that just makes your new reality stronger and stronger every single day. And really, this brings us to the ultimate takeaway from all of this. This whole process is about shifting your identity from being a victim of your circumstances to being a conscious creator. It reframes your entire life, not as something that just happens to you, but as something you are actively building. Your reality becomes your masterpiece. So if you are the artist and your life is the canvas, the only question left is the one right here. What masterpiece will you create?